we are going eventing. It's Friday afternoon. I'm just off to walk the cross-country course because it's literally over the hill from my house, and Casper's half an hour in the other direction, so I thought might as well go and walk the cross-country course in the sunshine whilst the sun is shining. And I have super early times tomorrow morning, so I can't walk it in the morning basically unless I run round in my hour between show jumping and cross country. So that is the current plan. I will take you around the course with me. It's B90 at Ascott under Wychwood. Yeah, I'll see you when we get there. So I managed to make a 5-minute journey in like 15 minutes because I went on autopilot and completely missed the turning and carried on for an extra 5 minutes. So I just did a big loop and come back. But we've made it. It's quite nice around. I mean, I'm not on the course yet. The ground is quite hard. But they've got a nice selection of warm-up jumps. And the course does look lovely. And all the hay. Well, all the grass for hay. So yeah, let's get walking it. Number 1, I am the orange numbers, which aren't very orange. But this middle one here. Very nice fence. It might be a bit spooky. Number 3, but I'm pretty sure this has a decent drop on it. We have our first combination, which is this little bed to a table, I think. Quite nice, but it is definitely on a curving line. I'll walk that for strides in a minute. Nice forward 3 to pop. So straight away we have our second combination. This wall up to a slightly skinny, I don't know what to call it. Just like that, as easy as the Spaniels did it, hey? That one, it's kind of a tight corner back round to this. I think only the 100 have a B here. But I do know for a fact that this has a fairly decent drop on it the other side, and it's not exactly small this side with that bushy bit. In fact, the 100s, you have to jump sort of the left to get the B part. Have a smaller bit than the 90, you have to go round the B, but oh well. This little pheasant feeder, full fence 7, easy galloping fence. We just had a really long gallop. We've come, the other jump's the other side of that wood, so we come all the way through the gallops up here. And then we have a combination. So although this first part is small, I need to be making sure that Casper is actually concentrating, because the second part is that corner, and that's quite big. Excuse the out of breathness, I have just run all the way up here. Trying to get this done quickly because I need to go plat. Big log here for number 9. It's slightly downhill. Oh no, it's not. Looks like it's downhill, but actually it's flat and then drops down there. So that's quite nice. We have a ditch on its own, I think. I'm presuming it's not to pole. Maple and Millie might be about to show me. No. Maple, up, get over. Wait, what are we jumping? Oh my goodness me. That's quite a ditch. Got to make sure Casper is concentrating, because he will have to think about that. Up. Wow. That's number 11. Can probably just gallop at that. It's quite a nice combination. A house, water, log pile. Got to make sure I'm straight coming from around the corner, and then it should be fairly simple. Now we have and it's actually a really nice little log. I've done this on Dino, but Casper will be looking at the fact that the ground drops away quite a lot, but Dino jumped it really nicely, and then it's a couple of strides, probably 4 strides over to that B element. But yeah, definitely got to be thinking, because Casper will think about that drop there, I think, and probably maybe land a bit tighter to the fence than usual. A nice little sawmill fence, I don't know. Another pheasant feeder. I think this one's a bit bigger. This is my last minute marker. Yeah, I think this one's a bit bigger than the previous one we did, but still quite nice. Then we go down the hill and there's one more small fence to finish, and straight to the finish line. And luckily it goes, I don't know if you can see, but it goes up the hill, so hopefully Casper will actually pull up instead of carry on going. But he's a good boy. Bath. I'm halfway through platting. He's got his equilibrium massage pad on, keeping him very, very sleepy. The plats aren't the most perfect because I hate platting on the same day that I've washed him, but I thought I'd be plaiting tomorrow morning, but as we're getting up super early, as I'm third on in the dressage, I'm gonna do them tonight and then put a hood on and turn them out. So we go. Third on, 8:13. Yes, you do have to come.
Can I do your day and just turn up?
No, absolutely not. Anyway, better finish plaiting. It's all plaited and looking nice. I've tied his tail up, so hopefully that stays clean out in the field. His legs are all covered in chalk, so hopefully that brushes off and keeps them white. And I've also put my naff mane and tail all over his body, so hopefully the mud won't stick to it. But we'll see in the morning. Do we think I'm stupid or clever? Casper's on a mission. I can't, hang on, let me try and tilt you down. Look at how clean those legs are, okay? Just remember that, because I am taking Casper out to the field, but he always lies in his poo in the stable. So I figured he can only be better in the field, surely, with 2 rugs on. I'm carrying their feed really weirdly. But yeah, surely with his hood. Casper, you're gonna have to slow down, sweetie. With a hood and a waterproof rug on, he can't at least get his body dirty, surely. Anyway, we'll see you in the morning. Well, you'll see in about 2 seconds. It is 5 AM. We've had breakfast, had a hot chocolate. Going over to the car. Got all my stuff with me. Let's go and see what Casper looks like. We do have an hour when we get there to get everything ready, make him clean. I mean, the car's packed, so hopefully that's plenty of time. Yard. Luckily, I got my trailer out last night, so they do this every night, so that people can't get in and steal the vehicles. But how do we think Casper's going to feel about fitting through this gap? We shall see. Let's go and see, guys. Oh, the dogs thought that was for them. I can't actually see Casper at the moment, but comment down below whether you think he is going to be filthy or clean. I actually can't see the screen at the moment. The sun's so bright. And it's Nutty. Where's Casper? Where's Casper? Ah, there he is. That did panic me for a minute. Oh, there's a hole there. Can't see anything. Yeah, so put your guesses in now. Is he cleaner than usual or dirtier than usual? Gatsby! He literally has a fly mask on as well, because I didn't want him to get mud through the eye holes. Oh, it's actually quite cold. I can see his breath. Come on! Right, let's go get him. I literally can't see anything because of the sun, but I think, how are we looking? That's pretty good, pony. Yeah, look, you can't. Poor pony. Little bit of grass stain there. Casper, rubbed your tail out and you got grass stains on your hocks, but let's hope that's it, hey? Let's hope that's it. Good boy. Morning, Nutty. Nutty's looking a little bit sore because he was castrated last week and they took his front shoes off. And they were brand new front shoes, so he's got no hoof. Well, obviously he does, but it's obviously been trimmed back to put his shoes on. And then they got taken off, so he's having them put back on this week coming. And then he should be right as rain again. I think it's safe to say that going out in the field was definitely the better decision. Definitely need to brush through that mat. But his body is all clean, just to get those grass stains off. Oh, good boy. It's arrived and it's cold. I feel bad because I didn't bring Casper a rug because I thought it would be really warm. But I have my long winter coat on. So, but Casper's going to have his massage pad on, which should keep him a little bit warm. Good boy, stand still. And then I'm going to plait his tail put studs in and get on to warm up. Okay, voiceover me here. Pre-warning, the judge did not like Casper at all in this. We have a 6.5 for this centre line, not that you can see much of it. We've got the comment not yet settled. I didn't think it was too bad or any worse than any of his other ones where he usually gets a 7. But there you go. Then for this trot around the outside, we've got a 6 with hollowing in the frame. And then we move on to a 3-loop serpentine, which I also get a 6 for, with the comment needs to lengthen neck to increase overtrack. And at the moment I'm trying desperately to engage his hind end more so we can get more balance. So that is why he's a bit more pinched up together and not overtracking, and has a short neck, which the judge just hated. Then here we get a 7 for our transition, which I think is quite fair. He did quite a nice transition. Then on the circle we've got a 6, and the comment asked for neck to be longer, which I agree, this short neck just doesn't work for him in canter. It makes him look very tense and like he's not working over his back very well. Then for the transition we get a 6 with short neck and backwards in transition. I didn't think it was too bad, but here is where everything goes wrong. So we were meant to walk, medium walk at K, and I misread the next step, which was K-E-N, free walk on a long rein, not K-X-N. Now, here's the judge telling me that I've got wrong, so I went back and did it again, but she didn't explain it very well. She said go from K to E, then across, so I presume that meant from K to E and then across to B. So I go wrong again, which is a shame, and then I didn't start back from K, I started at E essentially, so we only got a 4 for that, even though he actually did his free walk really nicely. So that was my fault, and it is a double marked movement, and obviously you also get the 2 penalties from having gone wrong. She did luckily only mark me for one error, so that was good. But yeah, as you can see, I didn't do the whole movement again, which is one of her comments at the end. I need to go back to the start of the movement, which I would have if I knew where the movement started, to be fair to myself. And then M, we are going back into working trot. We got a 6 for this, again with the comment short neck. And then we go straight into another 3-loop serpentine, again with the comment ride forward to hand to increase overtrack, and a mark of 6. I didn't think it was too bad here. He's nice and supple on each rein, which is really good. But yes, obviously we need to work on keeping the neck down and hopefully keeping the hind end engaged as well. Then for our canter transition we get another 7. So our canter transition has improved drastically, but now we need to get the rest of it as well. This circle we get a 6.5, keep lengthening the neck, energy through the horse is the comment. Yeah, he does just look very tense, and it's not really a good look for him. That transition we got a 6 for, with the comment short neck, and I also just thought it was a horrible transition. Here we're changing the rein with the comment 6 and short strides, and I don't think they're that short, to be honest. I think he looks like he's tracking me up quite nicely from this angle, so we'll agree to disagree on that one. Then down the centre line we got another 6 with found C line just before X, and we got a 7 for our halt, which is good because we used to get rubbish marks for our halts, like 5s, because he would swing out. So luckily we've much improved on that, and we've also improved on our transitions, but we have a long way to go with the rest of it now, which is the opposite of how it used to be. But I was quite pleased with him. He didn't do anything wrong, so yeah. Done. Casper was a good boy. I did mislearn the test though, so it did go wrong, and then she didn't explain it to me very well, so she had to retell me how to do it. So I hope that only counts as 1 incorrect one, not 2. But very annoyed at myself. I thought it was KXM, and it wasn't. It was KEM. So I need to read that properly next time. I've done this before. Where was it? Calmsden. First season last year. Didn't read it properly. Anyway, he was a very good boy. He was not very pizzazzy, but he was very obedient, so pleased with that, and hopefully the score isn't too bad. But the main aim of today is to get double clear, so that is on next, and fingers crossed we can do it. The ground is quite hard and he doesn't like hard ground, so obviously I will forgive him if we have an unnecessary pole, and hopefully I won't make any mistakes and we'll be all good and we'll get a nice double clear today. Let's get on to show jumping. So I thought I'd do a voiceover of my show jumping too, because it was not a very nice round. It wasn't exactly the best course, and Casper went really naughty and nappy here and tried to go back to the warm-up and didn't want to turn, but luckily he didn't cross his tracks or anything, so we carried on. Now this, I wanted to take a long line round to get to number 3, because it was just horrible. The way you came back on yourself, and also if you turned too early I thought you might lock on to jumping number 6 the wrong way, so I had to take quite a long line. She did jump quite nicely, and he jumps this nicely as well, which was really good, but he keeps landing on the wrong leg and then going disunited. So here I did try and bring him back, but he didn't want to come back to me, so I just carried on the wrong leg, and slightly disunited, but he jumps it really nicely. And again we have quite a long run up to the next one. And although we're moving really nicely, I just couldn't see a stride. So I pull and pull and pull, and then we get a little bit underneath it, and he just catches it with his back legs. And again, he's disunited and being grumpy at me, and I'm having to take a long line round to get to the next jump and give him a good line in. He jumps that really nicely. I pull again too much here, and we get quite underneath it, but he saves me luckily. And again, landing on the wrong leg. So next week we do have a lesson going around a course, and hopefully we can sort these issues with my instructor, but he jumps that nicely to finish. Show jumping is done. An annoying one fence, which is pretty much my fault. Not completely my fault, because Casper does usually get out of it when he gets in deep, but he didn't, and I probably held him way too much, which was frustrating because it was literally the smallest fence on the course. So yeah, a bit annoying, but oh well. But the thing I was really annoyed about is I've got a 40.3 dressage, and I thought the dressage test was quite nice, like his usual, so I thought 33 maybe a 35 with the going wrong, but 40.3 I think was very harsh, maybe because the walk was double marked, that could be why, but they're meant to not judge you on the fact that you've gone wrong. They're meant to judge you on how you've just done the movement again, so very annoyed with that. I'm really intrigued to see my dressage test sheet. Girls, come here. But anyway, we move on. I'm going to aim to go to Off Church Bury in a month, because we've got riding club qualifiers in 2 weeks' time. So I can't think what's that weekend, maybe Aston or something. But yeah, I'm going to go to Off Church the beginning of July, and hopefully we'll get our second double clear there. Maple, Millie, come here please. Anyway, let's move on to cross country and go and have fun. The important part of eventing is fun.
The valley walk now. Start on the serpentine. Quietly into it. October. To be joined by our next run, number 154 in the under 18, so it's B. This is going to be Isla Gibson, and she rides her own Dolby Top Mare CP UK Dunk Surprise. Very good dressage score, just 23.8, and no jump at 4 times, so a little bit slow around the show jumping arena. That's number 154 on its starter. Over the Oxford Wine Walk, wasting no time at all. Harriet Constable, Young quickly up towards the pheasant feeder at 7. Oh, they clear the feeder. So the grey gelding with Harry comes on board, up through the wood, comes up to 8 now. Going on their way to the palisade and corner. Palisade, you can see corner. So jumping the valley wall at 3. That's done surprise. Apparently it's a liver chestnut, which probably explains why it's a done surprise. Our next to start will be number 109 in section C, out of the under 18 section. Annabelle Ridgway with Ridgway's 8-year-old grey mare. Galty Cassie Cashel Gar. Fully bony. And the jump double clear. The grafting down to Bantam is here. So the next combination away. Up to the feeder at 7 now. With Isla Kitchen. The grey. Transform then. Come to the running box station floor bench, they're clear. 2 left for them. So popping the feeder, so just the last to go. Final bench.
Casper absolutely flew the cross country like he always does. He was a bit sticky at points, like a hedge, or the wall with the bit of hedge on top. He backed off that majorly, which is very surprising for Casper, considering he does a lot of hedges. But he flew the rest of the course, which was a little technical. There was quite a few combinations, and he flew it all easily, which is really, really nice. And I've had my dressage test back, and the judge didn't like Casper at all, as you can probably guess by the score. She told me off she gave me a 4 for where I went wrong, because apparently I didn't restart it, even though I did, but there we go. And she also did not like Casper having a short neck. She wanted him to have a long neck, which is the complete opposite of what my instructor says, so that's interesting. She just obviously didn't like him at all, but it's so hard to tell what they're gonna like and what they're not gonna like, so yeah, oh well, onwards and upwards I guess. And yeah, we've got our next event is the Riding Club Champs qualifier, and then 2 weeks after that we'll go and do another BE and try and get our second double clear. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and see you next time.